The doctor told the elder that his tumor had grown. How is his headache these days? Lu replied. It's gotten worse, but he thinks he can still endure it. Just be honest with him. How much longer does he have left? The doctor replied. Although his inner chi is protecting his blood vessels for now, soon he will lose his mind from the unbearable pain, and he will not be able to wake up one day. Lu spoke. He guesses there is no need to return for his treatment anymore. Thanks for everything he have done. After that, Lu thought, now he has to start sorting things out. Everything he has built in his entire life, their family, this precious Lu family, will be continued by his son and his grandchildren. He has no regrets. However, it's a shame that he won't be able to see his youngest granddaughter grow up, a special child born with the immortal sound body constitution. A talented child will definitely bring glory to their family when she grows up. This is the smell of blood. What in the world is going on? Then he was shocked. His whole family was murdered. What on earth happened here? Daughter-in-law, please open her eyes. Everyone is dead. Who would commit such a heinous deed? He has lost everything. One of the persons shouted, Wait, elder, stop. He can't. If he does that, who is going to avenge his family? Lu thought. Avenge, with this old and sick body, against whom? It's meaningless. He would rather take his life right now and join his family. Then suddenly, he heard a child's voice. The next moment he saw Soul was alive. Lu thought, we will definitely come back, and they will get to know she is still alive. After some time, Lu stated to everyone, he has a favor to ask. Please help him bury his family. Although he wants to do it with his own hands, he has to leave now. And with everyone as the witness, he swears to the heavens, before he dies, this family, Fire Dragon Divine Spear, red with the blood of those who made the family like this, he, Lu, shall never close his eyes. The next scene, Lu thought, it's been a few decades since he last used his body lightning arts, since every in job is sick body is screaming. However, survival comes first. Then someone tried to attack him. Lu thought, it's an ambush, he is fast. However, his movements are simple. Since he still has a long way to go, let's quickly take care. The sound of his back cracking, as expected, his body can't handle the same martial arts skills anymore. Things get dangerous if his companions show up. That was a true idiot. It's disadvantageous to keep running away in his condition. If he doesn't get rid of him in one hit, he will be the one who suffers. There is only one chance. Got him. Lu family spear technique, pursuing extreme flash. Didn't he tell him to stop chasing him? As expected, he don't recognize his face. Idiots like him don't answer. The only thing he can get from this guy is this unusual dragon tattoo. Then at night, Lu thought, the child, she must be hungry. He took some cow milk and household goods from the nearby village. Who would have thought he would steal something he has never done in his life? There they go. It's ready. That's it. She is eating so well. Suddenly, Lu felt so much pain and thought, the tumor. He had never had a headache like this before. Then he thought, the doctor gave him a poison called the nerve suppression pill, using poison to fight poison. Lu thought he was losing his mind. He knew this drug was used to torture prisoners by causing extreme pain without killing them. However, if he didn't suppress the tumor right now with this poison, he would die here. No, he can't die and leave Soul all by herself. This mere poison. Then he started shouting. The next scene, Lu thought. He wonders how much time has passed. Fortunately, the poison seems to have subsided. He still doesn't know when his headache will come back. He has to stay alive at least until he can ensure Soul's safety. There is only one way. To have a body that can cure the tumor and protect Soul from danger, body reconstruction. Can he hold on with this body? If he trains, it may take years, no, even longer than that, but he will do his best and will never die. He has been eating grass roots for the past few days. Luckily, they found the village. She must be angry. Just wait a bit longer, Lu thought. This smell. Then he said, what a nice smell. He is just a hungry traveler. Lu thought, these people must be members of the beggar sect. One of them said, he forgot the salt. Wait a moment, they will bring it over. One of them stated, There is no doubt he is Lu. Let's catch that old man, the other one said. Is it possible? He heard he was quite an expert in the past. The first one replied, don't worry, just one look and he can already tell he is just skin and bones now. Attack him at once, on his signal. After that, he was shocked. Lu spoke. No wonder it tastes just right. Soul is enjoying the broth too. It feels amazing. Is it because he have found the people related to those who killed his children? Beggar thought Lu heard their conversation. Then he shouted, kill him. Then one of them attacked him. Lu just defended, and attacked with a spoon. The other one also attacked. Lu threw a spoon at him. Then the last one attacked. Lu used his hand, then captured him and asked, did the beggar sect order them to do this? If he don't tell him the truth, he will rip him to death right here and now. The other one stated, it's a misunderstanding. We are not related to the culprits who attacked his family. We are simply following the Alliance wanted order. Please take a look at this. Lu Jinshan, the patriarch of the recently destroyed Lu family, has become mad after falling into a state of qi deviation. They are issuing this wanted order to capture this killer, who wanders around as a madman and takes innocent people's lives. From Muram Alliance, Lu thought. Why would the Muram Alliance issue this kind of nonsense? The full story of the incident in which the Lu family was unfairly destroyed can easily be found out just by asking the residents of Jinyang County. The Muram Alliance may be related to my family's incident. Or someone with a high position within the Alliance is pulling the strings. In that case, the enemy may be the Muram Alliance itself. Even if it takes the next 5 years to achieve body reconstruction, it is no different from using a rock to hit a boulder. However, he has to endure it. Even if it is a mountain, he will not give up until he completely shatters it. Even if he becomes a madman, he will kill all of them. He couldn't control his anger for a moment and almost fell into a state of qi deviation. How foolish. If he had seen blood at that moment, he would have turned into a madman, just as those idiots from the Muram Alliance wanted. Soul spoke. Granpa, Lu said. Don't worry, he won't let that happen again. Soul truly a bundle of luck, she just said, her grandpa. After learning that the whole world was targeting Soul and him, he had to go and find a safe place where no one could find them. 2 months have passed since then. Soul, they have finally found it. It looks no different from a palace. There is even a yard and a well. How lucky. From a place that seems empty for a long time, it looks pretty clean. Then at night, Lu stated, the food is ready. Time to eat. His lovely granddaughter must be starving, Soul said. Starving, Lu stated. Wow. She even knows how to say such a word now. Now she is eating well. Then he thought, the way she eats is just like his youngest one eats. When he was young, Soul said. Grappa. Cray. Lu replied. Who is crying? This mist got into his eyes when he was cooking. He will be right back. The next day, Lu thought, the weed field in the Lord is quite fertile. The well is nearby as well. This is perfect. Then he shouted, his back. Soul copied the same action. Lu stated, he is standing right now. He can't believe she has already started walking and talking. Then let's play with Grandpa around the house. At night, Lu thought he should feed her some meat tomorrow. Should he go hunting? Let's search the forest quietly using the body lightning art. There are people, one of them said. Did they get the toll tax from those escort idiots? After listening to the whole conversation, he thought there is going to be a bloodbath soon. This mountain is Soul's and his home. He needs to draw the line before they get involved. Then he said, are they not going to come say their greetings to their new neighbor? One of them stated, is that old man crazy? He guesses his children must have abandoned him. If he still wants to die a natural death, get lost quickly before they change their minds. Lu stated, he just moved into a house in this mountain, so don't even set foot near this place unless he want to see blood. One of them tried to attack him. Lu thought if he wants to make sure they never set foot near this place again, he should show them the overwhelming difference between them. Then the other one tried to attack him. Lu used Lu family heavens and earth palm, back lightning strike. Then he said, stop exaggerating. The person shouted, has this old man gone out of his mind? Then they saw what happened around them. Suddenly, the vice leader came and attacked him. Lu again used palm technique. The vice leader was thrown away. Then suddenly, Lu started shouting, "Why does it have to be now? He collapsed here." One of them stated, "Now this is their chance." Then they started hitting him. Lu thought, "No, Soul is waiting for him all by herself." The next scene, Lu opened his eyes and saw a person slap the other one and said, "How could he tie him up like this?" Lu thought, "Is he alive? How much time has passed? Soul is all by herself. Is this person the bandit leader?" The person said, "Their kids have been very rude toward him." Elder, Lu thought, "Why did he spare his life?" Bandit leader said, "Let him apologize in their stead." Lu thought he roughly got an idea of what he is planning, but he is not so free to play along with him. The bandit leader stated, "If I had known that his elder neighbor was getting bored, he would have gone to say hello." Lu spoke, "If he is that sorry, release him first." The bandit shouted, "Hurry up and bring the keys." Then they released the chains. Lu kicked him away. He thought, "What an enormous power." As expected from this oldie, he has an extraordinary amount of internal chi. Suddenly, the vice leader attacked him. The next moment he was thrown away. Lu thought, there are more bandits than he thought. They are trying to attack him. It's difficult to dodge them all. He must prepare to give up at least one of his arms. The bandit leader shouted, "Don't shoot, just let him go." The second leader asked, "Why did he just send him away like that? They're men who recently disappeared in the mountains. They must have been killed by that old geezer." The leader shouted, "Stop it. He is trying to clean up the mess that his idiot guys dumped. The fate of the Black Mountain Blade depends on that old geezer." The next scene, Lu was shouting, "Where is she? Answer him." Then Soul came. Lu hugged her and said, "Don't worry, now Grandpa is here." Wow, did she catch something like this? She is pretty talented. She must be hungry. Then he said he thought he definitely warned them. Suddenly, they said, "Elder, they have committed a grave sin. Please forgive them." Lu replied, "He got it, so leave." The bandit leader came and said he is here to return his spear. He would have gone through many inconveniences. It seems like he even has a young granddaughter with him. Wouldn't it be nice if neighbors living on the same mountain held each other? Lu replied, "Do he think he won't know about his petty tricks, since he messed with the Wudang sect? His destiny as the Black Mountain Blade is like a candle in front of them. He must be trying to use him to somehow prepare for a subjugation match." The bandit leader stated he understands. Please forgive him. If he needs anything, please find them in the mountains. They brought this as an apology, so please take this. After that, Lu thought, what did those idiots leave behind? Is there something interesting in there? So, they left a snake, but they still left some meat and other things to eat. Then after some time, Lu thought he had a good meal. It's been a while since he felt this full. But it isn't the time to be leisurely. He never knows when he might collapse and fall into trouble. He must hold on at all costs. He can do it until he can protect Soul and avenge his family. This little brat, she is imitating him again. It's better to start training her internal arts as soon as possible. The younger she is, the less turbidity there is in the body. The grandfather will help her. Then he thought, there is no way. How can there be no turbid energy in her blood vessels? That means the speed at which her internal arts accumulate is dozens of times faster. There is none other than an immortal sound and body. She has an unbelievable absorbing power. They should have stopped here for today. After some time, Lu thought this is hard because he is lacking in energy, no matter how good wild ginseng wine and white snake for his energy. Did those bandits think he would fall into their traps? The next moment, he is also enjoying. Then he thought, what an amazing delicacy. Should he have one more glass before going to sleep? What is this happening? What was that? Is that a will-o'-the-wisp? Is it bright? He wants to see it up close. He has heard from his elders, an animal that has eaten more than 1,000 people over the past 1,200 years. A man-eating wolf with blue eyes. If he is in the mountain with that wolf, he has to make a choice, whether to run away or to kill it at all costs. After that, Lu attacked the wolf with Lu family heaven earth palm. Fierce dragon grappling strike. The wolf was thrown away. Lu thought its head is like a lump of iron. It's too difficult to fight with bare hands. Suddenly, the wolf was running away. Lu thought this clever idiot is heading toward his house. Did it smell Soul's scent? How dare he? The next moment, Lu grabbed his spear and stated, "How dare he try to kill my granddaughter? Why doesn't he come at me again?" Suddenly, the wolf was going back. Lu thought, "What's going on? Is it obediently withdrawing?" No. There is no way. The blue whale is said to never give up on the prey it sets its eyes on. It's definitely hiding somewhere looking for an opportunity. The next morning, Lu thought if it were him alone, he wouldn't have avoided a bloody fight with that idiot, but he can't leave Soul alone even for a moment and fight like yesterday. It's too dangerous here now. Come to think of it, those Black Mountain Blade idiots will be endangered too. At least warning them to watch out before leaving will be the right thing to do. The next scene, Lu thought it was strangely quiet. It seems like that idiot has already been here. Leader came and introduced himself as Peng Ho, the Black Mountain Blade Bandits leader. Lu spoke. He came here to warn him, but it seems like he was one step too late. Peng said he thinks the blue whale had fun in killing rather than hunting. Wolves don't do this kind of thing. That idiot isn't a beast but a demon. Lu replied, "Anyway, he is done with his business, so he is going to leave. Be careful." Peng stated he knows Lu is the family elder, the sole survivor of the Lu family. They are aware of the circumstances going on in the world too. Lu asked, "Then why aren't they snitching on him? The bounty is pretty good. He may even be able to put the resentment against the Wudang sect to rest." Peng replied they have no plans of selling off an innocent elderly and his young granddaughter just to look good to those idiots. Please help us. We don't even wish for his help with the Wudang sect, at least the Blue Wolf. Lu thought if it's with these guys, they may be able to capture the Blue Wolf first. He doesn't have to leave the home he worked so hard to build either. Then he said, "Mobilize all manpower to prepare water, tea branches, and straw bales. And one more thing. We need someone who is so plump and meaty that their juices would explode with just one bite." Then both of them looked at the vice leader. "Now, there are lots of things to do, so hurry up and get moving." Peng asked, "How many days do they have to prepare?" Lu replied, "Will that murderous ghost wait for that long? Tonight will be that idiot's last walk." Then at night, the blue whale came. The vice leader shouted, "Come here, Blue Wolf." Then the wolf attacked him. Suddenly, the wolf fell into the trap. Then the leader shouted, "Now, archers, fire." Then he thought, Lu tells them it won't work with ordinary weapons. They can injure it, but it won't pierce through it. But if they make water-bodied spears, they can tie down that idiot's feet, even if it's for a moment. At that time, get as much blood out of it as possible. However, that still won't kill that goal. In the end, that idiot will climb out of the pit. Peng said the wolf is climbing out. They have thrown all their spears and arrows. Suddenly, Lu's voice came. "Everyone, step aside. He will be the one to end this wolf's life." Peng shouted, "Close it now. Make sure to cover all of it." Lu thought that although it's not fatal, his whole body is injured. What's more, since they have fallen into this narrow pit, at best, he can only struggle with his front paws. Then, after some time, Peng stated, "Open it," and they started chatting. They couldn't see anything. "Elder is over there," Peng shouted, "Elder." Lu spoke, "Please, idiots, are they done watching? Quickly pull him out. He is dying from exhaustion." All of them were so happy, Lu thought. Still, it's been a while since he felt like this. It feels just like when he first came to Zhonghu when he was young. In the next scene, Lu stayed in this house, as expected. Did he overdo it? His muscle pain doesn't go away even after taking a bath, seeing it shine so brightly. It's clear that this is the blue wolf inner core. He can gain enormous inner chi by eating the inner core, left behind by a spirit creature upon its death. As a side effect, he may fall into a state of chi deviation or die instantly. There is no very good gamble with his life now. He should carefully make a decision and use it when it really needs it later. Then he said, "Soul is up. Did she sleep well?" This is not something she can eat. Suddenly, he felt the pain again. He had to quickly take the nerve suppression pill. No, that thing is dangerous. She can't eat it. After some time, Lu thought, how long was he out for? Then he thought about the inner core. Where is the inner core? Soul spoke, delicious. Lu shouted, no, how can this be? Her dantian should have exploded and taken her life by now. Did her immortal sound body constitution neutralize the inner core toxicity? However, if she doesn't absorb this completely, she could die. The conception vessel, the impregnable fortress vessel, has been unclogged. The toxicity of the inner core has disappeared and is radiating true qi. In that case, this isn't body reconstruction. A child who has just been born is being born anew. She managed to absorb all the true qi into her middle dantian. Soul is a bit different from before. Then he said, is she all right? The next moment, Lu thought he couldn't believe it. How could a kid who was barely able to walk suddenly start running around like that? Even he, who spent his entire life training, could not achieve body construction, but as expected from his extraordinary granddaughter. After some days, Lu thought that little brat is so excited for the last few days. She gained physical strength close to that of the indestructible Buddha in an instant. He won't have to worry about soul running into wild animals. Then he thought. Peng told him that they are from the military. They deserted, because they didn't want to participate in the rebellion of their superior general. Even after now, they did not touch any civilians. They only stole from the corrupt officials and the merchants in collusion with them. Now, in the present time, Lu thought, who is he to help them, when he has his own problems to worry about? Until he achieves body reconstruction, he also has to live while holding his breath. Suddenly, soul came. Lu and also this brat, so did she finally sleep after running around? Even if she has undergone body reconstruction, she is still a child. It's normal for him to give up on achieving body reconstruction at this age, but in order to protect soul, he will never give up. On the other hand, they said now then is he going to tell him where their base is, or is he going to die in pain like those foolish idiots? Bandit replied, stop swinging their dirty sword around and give him a clean death. Then they tried to kill him. Lu saved him and said, they are enjoying massacring others by slowly causing them pain. Yet they dare call themselves warriors of an orthodox sect. One of them shouted, who the hell is he? Lu replied, a grandpa who has been to be these punks' neighbor. One person stated, old man, please stay out of this if he don't know anything. Lu replied, while it's true that whatever happens to these guys has nothing to do with him, aren't there times when neighbors are supposed to help one another? Then he thought if only someone had come forward to help his family evacuate when they were massacred. Besides, aren't these idiots members of the Wudang sect, one of the key factions within the Murum alliance, suspected to be the one behind that incident? Then he said, it's these guys who are unaware of everything. Can he guess what he have been through and how much he is trying to hold it right now? Then both of them talked to each other, judging from his appearance and the child on his back. He guessed that Guy is the Murum alliance wanted, since he is old and has been retired for a long time. He is just a piece of cake. Just make sure the child doesn't get hurt, since the alliance told them to bring her back unharmed. Then one of them tried to attack him. Lu also attacked him and cracked his neck. The other one was shocked. The next moment, Lu stated they definitely had their chance to withdraw. With this, the Wudang sect, the Black Mountain Blade, and he have crossed a path that they can't return from. This foolish vicious cycle of revenge, begetting more and more revenge, can never be stopped. But how can a person be free from the desire for revenge? The same goes for this old man. He will never stop until he finishes avenging his family. The next scene, Lu thought he has seen a lot of true masters from the Wudang sect, instead of rookies like this time. If those masters had moved themselves, an inevitable disaster would have fallen upon them. Lu asked if he found out about their forces. Peng replied, now that 2 are dead, there are 5 of them left. Among them, there seem to be 3 first-generation disciples. Lu said, if they are first-generation disciples, the only person who can put up a fight against them is someone like me who has learned martial arts. With this many people, he won't be able to hit them with arrows. just like when they killed the blue wolf. They need to lure these idiots in, surround them, and destroy them. Since he was once government troops, he must have received sufficient training for ambush. Peng replied he is confident in ambushing. The next scene, their leader Qing Jin said their base is way too quiet. Could it be that they already ran away? The other one said he was going to massacre them like bugs. Qing said, "Everyone, keep your voice down." They are lying in ambush behind their barricade. A lady spoke. She thinks there are more than 100 bandits. Then they saw at the entrance. The person shouted, "Watch carefully. If they don't want to end up like these idiots, get lost right now." When the person tried to cut the other one of them tried to attack him. Lu changed the trajectory of the sword. The person again attacked him. Lu used his inner core to back him away. Lu thought now that they have seen his inner chi, the strongest among those will make their move. There is no time to waste. Then he attacked that idiot. This attack was Lu family spear technique, flying execution spear. Lu thought he is coming. This strongest expert among these idiots, he could feel a gentle yet strong fighting spirit, first-class martial arts. His inner chi is nowhere near his own, but his strength is truly incredible. The next moment, Peng attacked him from behind. He shouted, "Murderous demons." Lu also attacked him and stated, "Didn't they also come here to massacre others like bugs in the name of revenge? Think carefully on his way to the afterlife. When they are trying to take someone's life, they have to put their own life on the line too." The remaining persons thought that 2 of the Wudang sect's first-generation disciples were killed by mere bandits. Those idiots dared to use dirty tricks. They can never forgive them. Kill them all. Peng shouted, "Elder, they have to retreat." One of them shouted, "Where do they think they are going?" Peng spoke, "They even caught a mystical beast with that pit. Stupid idiots." One of them said, "Get ready for this supreme ultimate 7-star formation." The other one told him, "But there are only 4 of them." The next moment, he was killed by arrows. The first-generation disciple stated, "Stay behind his solid chi," but suddenly, he was also killed by Lu's spear. Then they all tried to attack them. One of them tried to escape and said, "Just wait, he will definitely make them pay for today." Peng shouted, "They can't let him go back to the Wudang sect." The next thing is he was also killed by the spear. Then he said, "If that idiot wants to do that, let him do it in the afterlife." Peng asked, "What happened to the 2 guys who fell into the pit?" The second leader replied, "One died from their hail of arrows, the other one is wounded, but she is still alive." Peng stated, "On second look, she seems to be a second-generation disciple. Kill her." Lu spoke, "Stop. They will let her live for now. Only then will the Black Mountain Blade have a future." After some time, Lu said, "Compared to the elite masters of the Wudang sect, these idiots who we just fought are nothing more than a bunch of idiots." Peng asked, "Then what should we do now?" Lu spoke. He heard that there was a sparring tournament held years ago. At that place, a disciple of the Wudang sect accidentally killed Mount Hua. Because of this, the relationship hasn't been good ever since. Collect the clothing and belongings of those who died today and scatter them around Mount Hua. Peng asked, "If they were attacked by the Mount Hua sect on their way here, will the Wudang sect fall for it?" Lu replied, "Of course not. They will have to find a way to live while creating confusion to stall for time." Peng replied, "As expected. His scheme is amazing." Lu stated, "Don't make me look like a villain." Soul came. Lu spoke, "So what if he is a villain? As long as she is safe, that's enough." After some time, bandits are training hard. Lu spoke, "The military martial arts are only suitable for the battlefield. They don't work in the Muram." Peng asked, "How about he give them some guidance?" Lu replied, "He don't have that much energy to spare." He prepared another plan. The next scene, she shouted, "Let her out immediately, or she will make him regret it." Lu replied, "He would regret it even more if he did it. Won't she come back with the Wudang sect after he lets her go?" She spoke, "This demonic murderer." Lu stated, "Don't these guys also come here to kill them? The Muram is that kind of place, a world where power is law. Don't she prepare for death when she comes into the Jianghu?" Seeing her reminds him of his daughter-in-law. Looking at her face, It looks like she hasn't eaten properly. After some time, all the dishes have arrived. Yun was shocked and hungry, but then she said, "Do he think he can break the Wudang sect's pride with food?" Lu replied, "He has no intention of forcing her to eat. However, keep in mind that he will clean up these plates in 30 minutes. His granddaughter is hungry too. But this is not their food. What should they do?" Yun replied, "Please eat it." Sol started eating. Yun looked at her. The next moment, she came and started eating. The next scene, Lu stated, "Go inside. He will give her 30 minutes. She must have felt uncomfortable since she hasn't been able to wash up properly." Yun thought she is melting. It feels like she is not in any den of bandits but heaven. After some time, she thought this mountain looks so pretty at sunset. These wildflowers are blooming so pretty. Lu spoke. "They should head back." Yun asked, "Where to?" The next scene, Lu said, "There. Please go back to the original place. Change back into her blood-stained uniform too." She was on her knees and spoke. She was wrong. If he is going to lock her again, she would rather he kill her instead. Lu replied, "Well, she can enjoy every day like today if she wants, but it would only be fair if she gives him something of equal value." Yun asked, "Give him? What should she do?" "Don't tell her." The next moment, Lu said she will find out soon enough what it is that they want. The next day, she thought about all the food she ate, but then thought about Lu's words and thing. No, that's impossible. Anything but that. Lu came and asked if she had been thinking about it all night. He didn't know when he would come back again. If she had made up her mind, say it now. Yun thought if she refused, are they going to lock her up in this prison until she died? However, even if she went back to her sect after she got out, then she said she understood. She would do what he wanted. Lu spoke. "Now they are finally talking. Get out right now." The next scene, Yun stated, as expected, he wanted her to teach the martial arts. Lu replied that he had been watching her for a short period of time. For a second-generation disciple, her martial arts skills are incredible. Then she thought in the Wudang sect she was treated badly. She said she would rather be excommunicated than be locked up here and die. Peng came and said everyone should say their greetings. This is their new instructor. Please give them her guidance. Yun thought this bandit leader seems to be stronger than she are in terms of martial arts. She can't believe he is bowing his head like this. After some days, Yun thought she had taught them all the movements and principles of the clarity sword technique. Now they should be able to cultivate it on their own. They have very good food. On the other hand, people at the Wudang sect always treated her coldly. This is her first time getting this treatment. The next moment, she thought normally there would be layers of surveillance at night, but now she didn't feel any energy today. Now this is her chance. She is going out. When she came out, Lu was there and asked why she was making the beautiful set of clothes dirty after he worked so hard to get it. Since she had kept her promise, she could just walk out of the different door confidently. He didn't think she could go back to the Wudang sect, although she is free to leave. If she is not in a hurry, rest until dawn and then leave. The next morning, she thought as expected he really kept his promise. Peng came and looks like she is leaving now. How could he ever hold her back? He hoped she left with only good memories. Yun spoke. Actually, they won't be able to bring out the power of the clarity sword technique without the accompanying footwork technique of Wudang sect. Peng asked what did she say. He can't hear her. Yun shouted she will stay here and teach them the Wudang sect footwork too. Peng spoke. If it's all right with her, could she stay a little longer and guide them? Ryan replied since he has requested it. Lu spoke. Since everything is going according to their plan, it's time for their soul to learn the spear arts. Half a year later, Lu thought even though several disciples have gone missing, the Wudang sect has not made any movements at all. Does this mean that his plan to get the Mount Hua sect and the Wudang sect to fight each other worked, or did something big happen that they can't be bothered about mere bandits? There is no time for these things, but what about some meat porridge? That's it. She is eating so well. After some time, Lu thought about how many peaceful days there have been. Still, this isn't the time to relax. He must gather 180 years worth of inner chi as soon as possible. but he also can't neglect his martial arts training. Soul. She has been watching him practice with the spear. Taking a closer look today, he will teach her about their Lu family spear techniques. After showing her the techniques, he asked if she understood what he said. Now he found something that would be a perfect fit for her. Be careful not to fall and follow him. Lower her stance, and leave the floor to the blade of the spear. After some time, Lu thought she should be able to at least imitate his footwork, but then he was shocked. Isn't the path of her bamboo spear following the principles of their Lu family spear techniques? The flow is the exact same as what he showed her. Impossible. He can do this much just by watching him training. Is this one of the immortal sound body constitution attributes? At this rate, they might be able to see the resurrection of the spear demon. Lu said from now on he will go all out in teaching her. Suddenly, his back hurts. Then he said let's start tomorrow. Soul also acted like her back hurts. After some time, Yun came and said bring that here. The bandit replied, yes, General Manager. Lu thought to think a second-generation disciple of the Wudang sect would become the general manager of a bandit group. Then Lu asked to get to the point. He doesn't think she came here just to give them food. Yun spoke. Something huge enough to turn Zhanghu upside down is taking place. Does he know the Sword Empress? He is said to be holding the ritual of returning to virtuous life soon, in Baiyang County, not far from here. Lu asks if that's such a big deal. Yun replies that indeed it is because it is the Sword Empress ritual. They might even be able to gain information about the Lu family incident. Lu replies, stop right there. She wants to use the incident as an excuse to roam around, doesn't she? If she wants to live a day longer, it would be best to stay hidden like a rat. What does she think the Wudang would do if they saw her? He is a wanted man, and an old man carrying a baby on his back stands out too much. Yun weakly states she also has a reason for coming here. What does he think? Don't they look like mother and daughter? With the three of them, they would look like a normal family. They can just watch the retirement ceremony from afar, please. Lu thought from his perspective, it's also an opportunity to personally look for those behind his family incident. Yun states, let's go together. Father, she will take care of him, Lu says. Seriously, when did he become her daughter? The next scene, Yun asks if father wants to eat anything. Lu replies that anything about noodles would be enough. Yun says he can eat something better than that. Leader Peng gave them quite the allowance. Lu replies, have the two of them already become that close? Then in the restaurant, Lu thought he guesses this spot is good enough to observe the entire inn. Then he hears all the conversations, and thinks people have only been talking about the Sword Empress. Should he give up on getting other information? The next moment, the person thought one hit, someone like him would be killed in a single blow by her. Lu thought had she drawn her sword a little faster, his head would have really been cut off. The person speaks. It seems like there is a misunderstanding. Sword Empress asks, misunderstanding? The person thought he was dead. Swordmaster replies she was just asking. Looks like he must have misunderstood her as well. Lu thought he can't even begin to fathom that person's strength. The next scene, the Muram Alliance leaders arrived. Lu thought so that person is the Muram Alliance leader. No wonder he was feeling an incredible aura from afar. They might be someone among them framed. She became the leader 1 year ago, which coincides with their family tragedy. Yun tells him it's said that the leader's eye has been injured by the Sword Empress, but it's just a rumor, of course. The warriors of the Muram Alliance are blocking the road. Then one of them strikes at the ground and says, from now on, this line will be the boundary between life and death. If they want to die, they are free to cross it. Suddenly, the Sword Empress comes, and the next moment she crosses the line. Then she says, what should she do? Looks like she crossed the line. And then she heads toward the building. The person was still shaking. Lu said it looks like they won't be able to go in anyway, so let's just go back. Soul is sleeping so soundly. Suddenly, they feel the power. Lu thought seeing that the shockwaves are not constant. It's not a fair duel. Looks like those elders from the orthodox sects have completely abandoned their pride. The next moment, Sword Empress comes from the building and then flies through people. She looks at Soul. and Soul is also watching her. Then she winks at Soul and is gone. Lu thought she definitely winked at Soul. Suddenly, all the leaders, the big names among the martial masters of Muram, are trying to capture her. People are chatting. Are they ganging up on the Sword Empress? The elders of the Orthodox sect would resort to such a cowardly tactic. Let's follow them and watch. Lu thought who would have thought he would live to see such a day like this. The sight of over 1,000 martial artists, performing body lightning art and embroidering the night sky. Yun shouted, "Father, they've to go watch the decisive battle." Lu replied, "Enough, he is too old to run around just to watch other fights. How can she chase after people who run as fast as lightning clashes? Don't forget she is carrying a child." The next scene, Lu said, from what he saw earlier, it looks like the Sword Empress was suffering from internal injuries. Her face was pale. Suddenly, he said, "Stop. Conceal her presence, he can feel something nearby." He purposely chose a path going through the mountain to avoid the martial artists. What a horrible sight, he thought. That person. He think the Marim's strongest martial masters are on the verge of death like this. What kind of fight took place here? The Wudang leader stated, "Aren't she Yun He? Come over here." Lu replied, "He think he have got the wrong person." The next moment, Yun went there. The leader said, "Do she see that person over there?" Yun thought, "The Sword Empress." Lu thought she is channeling her chi. Did she suffer from serious internal injuries to think she can hide her presence like that? How incredible. The leader stated, "Put an end to her, she won't be able to move. If she do that, he will make her the hero of the Muram alliance." Yun replied, "Really, elder, he really cared a lot about her." Then she struck at him, and said, "Do he still take her for a pushover?" Then she thought, impossible. He managed to protect his vital organs in that situation. The leader shouted, "How dare she?" Lu put his spear into him. The leader shouted, "The alliance leader will be here soon, and she will kill him." Lu said, "Do he recognize him?" The leader was shocked. Lu asked, "Do he know why his children were brutally murdered by the Muram alliance?" The leader replied he didn't know why. Lu stated, "But he still admit he were the ones behind it. Farewell. He will hear his excuses in hell. Now then, let's leave." Soul spoke the Sword Empress. Lu asked if they may not know each other. But since this is also fate, he will bring her to his safe place. If she doesn't want him to, please nod her head once. After some time, Lu told her if she had tried to harm the Sword Empress as the elder told her, they would have died. Let's go to Mount Yangzhou. The next morning, Lu stated, even though he did all the hard work, she also did good. Now she can go and rest, since this person needs to recover, and he need to get some rest. After some time, Lu thought, let's get some rest. Soul came and said, meat. Lu replied, so, she is hungry, he will go make her some meat soup. Then suddenly, Lu thought his tumor is acting up again. He had to take the nerve suppression pill. There is no one. Could it be that they fell out after he used body lightning art? No, not like this. Is he going to die like this? He is sorry, Soul. The Sword Empress came out and stated, it's been a while since he slept that well. Sword Empress introduced herself as the big sister, and her name is So-So. By the way, she is just like her, an immortal echoing physique. Suddenly, Lu shouted with pain. The next moment, So-So started treating him. Then she said, grandfather, have he been eating? She can feel poison spreading throughout his body. Lu thought the toxins from the nerve separation pill are coming out. No, he has been suppressing the tumor with this. So-So spoke. Found it. He is taking poison on purpose because of this little thing in his head. Lu asked how she knew. So-So replied, stop, if he move, he might die. Then Lu thought an incredible amount of inner chi is rushing into his head. It's coming in like a wave. Rocks weighing down on his head for the past 10 years are breaking apart. No wonder she is called the strongest. So-So said, it's over. How do he feel? Lu replied, his head feels unbelievably clear. It feels like he have been reborn. Hey, don't know how he can ever repay her. So-So replied, didn't he also try to save her? He also surprised her. This big sister will give you a gift as well. So, She already has a lot of ether chi. She has also undergone body reconstruction. She will show Soul the universe. If she can understand the universe, the foundation of all things, she can achieve enlightenment. Before she is corrupted by worldly affairs, it's preferably better this way. Good. She is absorbing it at a surprising level. Soul is now breaking through into the unrestrained realm, Lu thought. If a person reaches that state, and that person reaches the level of a Superman, in short, he becomes the absolute martial master, like the top 10 martial masters of Muram can reach. After some time, So-So stated, now that she have finished her retirement ceremony, she have a place to go. She is going to the western regions. She thinks something happened to her parents who went there a few years ago. And it's only right for her to take care of all past favors and grudges before she leave, Lu stated. Then he wish her luck, So-So replied. Yes, grandfather, let's stay alive and meet again, with Soul too. Lu thought, bravery like hers is truly hard to find in this era. After some time, Lu asked Yun to teach Soul the cloud stepping technique of the Wudang sect. Then he used the Lu family technique, heaven and earth palm. So if she can teach her the cloud stepping technique, he can teach her this technique. From the next day, the training has started. Yun thought, how could a 2-year-old understand the principles of martial arts? Progress was slower than expected. About a month passed, and Soul ended up learning the body lightning art on her own. Yun stated, good job. Even Soul became famous later, she can't forget her. After some time, Soul asked for meat. Lu replied, let's have some duck soup today. Soul thought Lu told her that these are a pair of friendly ducks, just like them. It would be great if people also had friends they could rely on. She started crying. Lu asked why she was crying all of a sudden, then should they not eat them? Soul replied, no, she loves meat. The next scene, Yun thought, that was impossible. That person is one of the Wudang Four Swords, chivalrous sword. Soaring Tiger leader Woi shouted, how could they mess with the Wudang sect? Because of them. They are also dying a dog's death. Even if he has to die today, he will avenge his subordinates. Yun came and stated, that's useless. The number of people who will be killed will only increase. He is one of the strongest first-generation disciples of the Wudang sect, a peak martial master. Woi asked if she was saying they should just wait for him to kill them. Yun replied, no, they also have one such expert with them. Peng thought, elder, will he help them this time as well? Suddenly, all of them were shocked. Is he already here? Zheng shouted, how could mere bandits learn the swordsmanship of Wudang? Woi shouted, they have learned it from this idiot. Don't he want this one to die? Put his weapon down. Zheng replied, fine. But the next moment, he tapped his foot, and that was hurt his arm. Yun asked why he did it. Zheng replied, to think she would teach martial arts to these insects. Then he slapped her. As a disciple of the great Wudang, she should have killed herself instead. He will drive her back to headquarters and interrogate her for her sins. Then he said what he is going to do from now on is that after cutting off their pathetic heads, he will feed them to the crow and find every single one of those who have been hiding in the mountains like rats, cut off their limbs, and make them crawl like bugs. Sometime before, a bandit spoke, elder, they are in trouble. The Wudang sect's peak realm martial master has come. Lu replied, at last, what has come has come. The bandit asked, please help. At this rate, all of the people are going to die. Soul said, help them, like a duck. People should live while helping their friend. That's what he said, Grandpa. Now back in present time, Yun tried to attack Zheng, who jumped to save himself. Yun thought, during the time we have not seen each other, he has become much more monstrous. Zheng started, he will take back what he said about dragging her back to headquarters. Hey, we'll turn this dumping ground into her tomb. Woi attacked him. Zheng said, get lost. Trash, their playing time is over. Peng thought, it's completely different from before. It's over. Suddenly, Lu came and said, guys, step back. Zheng thought, so that wanted old man. This is truly an unexpected harvest. Lu thought, that idiot is quite strong for someone so young, but he is still inexperienced in handling his temper. He is going to be excited in exactly 3 rounds. If he finish him off in those 3 rounds, he will be the one who survives. So now, this is the first round. He didn't let him catch his breath. Second round. Now, third round. He is betting everything on this strike. Then they collided with each other. Lu thought he failed. Jung said, "That's all he have got. Still, he is pretty good for a thing of the past. The longer he try to endure it, the longer his suffering will be." Lu thought he can't hold on any longer. Jung stated, "If he is old, he should die obediently." Lu replied, "He also think the same." Jung shouted, "Crazy old man. How dare he get his dirty blood on him?" Suddenly, Sol came and grabbed the sword, asking Mr. if he hurt her grandpa. Jung thought, what the hell? Why can't he pull his sword? Then Lu attacked him. In the next move, he used the Lu family's heaven and earth palm, followed by a lightning strike from behind. Jung thought, that man was just a retired old man. How can he possess this much inner chi? Peng shouted, "Archer unit, shoot." Jung did his best to save his life from arrows. Yun thought, he is using the donkey roll. That's considered shameful in martial arts. He is definitely fatally injured. Now, this is their chance. Everyone, attack him at the same time. Jung thought, how did things turn out like this? How can he lose to these insects? That child is an absolute expert who used the rejuvenating technique. In the end, he have put his life on the line because of his arrogance. It hurts. In the next scene, Lu spoke. Looks like he is tired too. That's a given since she used an incredible amount of inner chi. Then he asked, how is his injury? Peng replied, it's not life-threatening, but from now on, he won't be able to wield the spear with either of his hands. Yun said she was sorry because of them. Lu replied, is it time for her to be worrying about him right now? Now that one of the Wudang 4 swords is dead. Stronger idiots will be coming here. Winter is coming. If they want to live, they should leave this place. Yun asked if he would be joining them. Lu asked if she was telling him to rob others. Yun asked if he didn't need money too, if he wanted to find a new home with Sol. Lu replied, in that case, look into the corrupt officials who steal from civilians and loan sharks. Then at night, Lu thought, since wielding this spear with just one hand is too much, there is no other way. It will protect their family's hope. Please forgive this unfilial descendant. Now he can wield it with one hand. He can trim the remaining part of the spear and give it to Sol. There is something in the spear hilt, a piece of parchment. This is the annihilating wind spear technique that made the Lu family the strongest spear monsters. Who would have thought that the secret manual to this matchless martial arts skill, which their ancestors could not even find a clue to, was always within his grasp. In it, the person writes that his name is Lu Zhengfeng, the legendary martial master of the Lu family. This old man has been wandering the Muram all his life, but has never learned the word defeat. He writes that he thought the only people who could be his friends were the Sword Emperor and the Blade King. Only recently, when he is dying, they came from the western region and called themselves the Grand Heavenly Cult. Although he joined forces with the Sword Emperor and the Blade King to defeat them, they didn't get away unscathed. Since he doesn't know the full extent of their power, he is afraid of dying and leaving the world in those guys' hands, after fighting a life or death battle with them. This old man gained enlightenment and was able to complete the annihilating spear technique. However, those guys continue to keep him in check. If he passes down this martial art to his descendants, trouble will befall their family. If this heirloom is broken, their family must be in great crisis. That's why his descendants, if they receive the secret manual, hope that his arrangement for the family's survival will greatly help them. Lu thought, yes, ancestor, the family is indeed in crisis. But what should his descendant do when he is too old to learn a new martial art? Now he knows. Sol, the last secret manual ancestry left behind for their family, is for Sol. After some time, Lu thought, now that they are training for real, he might have to be a little harsh with her. Lu stated, try imitating me, even only use this. The next moment Sol attacked him. Lu thought, this power, and this is too fast. She is getting faster. She is jumping too higher. This is Wudang clouding technique. What a brilliant talent she is. Caught her now. What is this? An afterimage. After some time, Lu thought. It's so tiring that he is going to die. She must live well by herself from now on. Soul was shocked. Lu thought. The power she can't control is like a weapon that hurts herself. He needs to make her train, but with her emotions and mind and body. Then he said, if she listens to him carefully, he might not die. Soul replied that she would listen. After that, this time training every day, Soul's talent began to shine brighter and brighter. She is a superhuman who has reached the unrestrained realm that transcendent martial masters can't even dream of. She is progressing at an unbelievable rate. She broke such a huge rock with a single strike of heaven and earth palm, Soul said. Sorry, rock. Lu thought, isn't this telekinesis? When and how did she learn something like this? In the next scene, Yun stated, she has noted down all the forces within a 50 kilometers radius. Lu said, Heavenly Dragon Merchant Associates, these idiots suck the blood of common people through loan sharking and human trafficking, including women, children, and the elderly. Government officials and orthodox martial sects help them. Then he said, they are going to rob them. The next scene in Shenyang County, Lu asked if this shop is open. The shop owner asked, weren't there people outside blocking the door? Lu replied that they looked tired. So he let them sleep for a while, just give him a bowl of chicken porridge. After some time, Lu asked if they never ordered this many dishes. The shop owner replied that he didn't have to pay, so please enjoy it, since it's been a long time they had customers. Suddenly, Plum from the Heavenly Dragon Merchant Association came and shouted, which idiot dared to provoke those guys at different? Lu spoke that he is still eating, but he can hear the sound of a crazy dog barking from somewhere. Plum threw a plate. Lu thought, why did the plate stop? This is telekinesis. Soul spoke that it would be a waste if it breaks. Plum thought, who is this? Is he some sort of retired martial master? Then he said he had committed a grave sin. Please spare. Lu replied that he knew he was wrong. In any case, he must learn to show respect for the elderly with his body. Lu started hitting him, then thought, he wonder if those idiots from Black Mountain Blade are doing well. On the other hand, one of them shouted that if she didn't have money, she should at least repay it with her body. Yun spoke that if they didn't want to lose that hand, let her go immediately. The Heavenly Dragon Merchant person replied that they were just collecting their debt, so get out. Did they think they were scared of the Wudang sect? Yun struck a Taiji severing strike, and the person's hand was cut off. Yun stated she told him she would cut his hand off if he didn't let her go. Peng spoke, if they don't get lost, their heads will be the next thing to fly. After some time, they went to the next area and hit the idiots. Mount Hua sect persons came and told them this area is under the jurisdiction of the Mount Hua sect. So what in the world are they doing? Great warriors of the Wudang sect. Some time before, Yun told them that if they had to disguise themselves perfectly, they had to abandon their bandit way of talking and acting, and be dignified and formal like a Taoist. Now back in present time, Peng shouted that they are beating scoundrels up. Are their damned eyes just for show? Great warriors of the Mount Hua sect. Mount Hua sect person asked if they would be able to handle the consequences. After openly provoking them like this, Peng shouted, did he say anything wrong, everyone? Lu, who was stand within the people, shouted that he is right. Who supports the thugs are just as bad as them. People also said yes, he is right. Suddenly, he tried to grab his sword. Yun stated he is trying to pull out his sword, then attacked him, and shouted, senior brothers, these idiots were trying to attack them. Peng attacked them, and after some time, they were on the floor. In the next scene, Yun asked, grandfather, when will those idiots make their move? Lu replied, it won't take long, since they must be dying to get even with them. At night, these idiots came and asked if those Wudang sect members were there. The person replied, yes, they are in this building. Lu stated it's time to be careful all the way. After some time, one of them opened the door. Lu replied, what's the meaning of this rude act? The child is still sleeping. He apologized. Then they searched the whole building and didn't find them. Lu thought the Sword Empress certainly turned the Muram alliance upside down. Although several months have passed, he is still a wanted man. Who would have thought that no one from the Orthodox sects would recognize him? It's a good thing he showed himself. On the other hand, Wudang sect persons gathered and spoke that the letter said to meet her. Did something happen again? Suddenly, Yun came, and all of them asked what happened. Why didn't she say she was in trouble instead of simply asking to meet here? What about the other junior brothers? Yun replied she could not explain everything in the letter because she had to send it in a hurry. But everyone is dead. The fact that she is the only survivor is so humiliating that she cannot bear it. Suddenly, a voice came. Is that the truth? Yun thought Elder Maheo. To think Elder Maheo came in person, can she really fool that person? Munhyo asked all of her martial uncles were killed, yet a lowly female disciple like her managed to survive. If he is speaking the truth, which idiot dared to harm the great Wudang disciples? Tell him quickly without an ounce of half-lie. Like this video. Hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.